of a sudden AI is everywhere. People who weren't quite sure what it was are playing with it on their phones. Is that good or bad?
Yeah, so I've been thinking about AI for a long time, since I was in college, really. It was one of the things that, the sort of 4 or 5 things I thought would really affect the future dramatically. It is fundamentally profound in that the smartest creatures, as far as we know, on this earth are humans, is our defining characteristic.
Right. Yes.
We're obviously weaker than, say, chimpanzees and less agile, but we are smarter. So now what happens when something vastly smarter than the smartest person comes along in silicon form? It's very difficult to predict what will happen in that circumstance. It's called the singularity. It's, it's a singularity like a black hole, because you don't know what happens after that. It's hard to predict. So I think we should be cautious with AI, and I think there should be some government oversight, because it affects it's a danger to the public.
Stop right there for a second. What does that mean? What does that mean, people?
Pause it right there. The last words that he said was, it's a danger to the public and there needs to be governed oversight. Governed oversight is not better, let's be honest. When you have that in the hands of somebody that is evil and has evil intent with it, I mean, what are you gonna do? And when you see the comparison to when he says we as humans have been the smartest for a while, you know what I'm saying? We've been at the top of the food chain, but we're significantly weaker than like chimpanzees, weaker than like a tiger or elephant, right? But we as humans are able to discern, and we're able to use our mind to come up with ways to get things done. You know, you see civilization now, and you see how so much knowledge has been acquired over time. But when he says something vastly smarter, that word vast has meaning when it's referring to the depth and how wide something is. When something vastly smarter comes along, that's terrifying, bro. Let's be honest. Let's be 100% real. When something vastly smarter than humans comes along, and keep in mind, this isn't even... These are computers, bro. Like when you think about that, I automatically think of like Terminator or Age of Ultron, the Avengers movie where Tony Stark had that whole idea about the AI. That's exactly what I'm thinking of with this. Exactly what I'm thinking with this. Take it back 10 seconds.
When you have things that are a danger to the public, like let's say, so food and drugs. That's why we have the Food and Drug Administration, right, and the Federal Aviation Administration, the FCC. We have these agencies to oversee things that affect the public, where there could be public harm, and you don't want companies cutting corners on safety, and then having people suffer as a result. So that's why I've actually for a long time been a strong advocate of AI regulation. So that I think regulation is, it's not fun to be regulated. It's somewhat arduous to be regulated. I have a lot of experience with regulated industries because obviously automotive is highly regulated. You could fill this room with all the regulations that are required for a production car just in the United States, and then there's a whole different set of regulations in Europe and China and the rest of the world. So very familiar with being overseen by a lot of regulators. And the same thing is true with rockets. You can't just willy-nilly shoot rockets off, not big ones anyway. Because the FAA oversees that, and then even to get a launch license, there are probably half a dozen or more federal agencies that need to approve it, plus state agencies. So I've been through so many regulatory situations; it's insane. And sometimes people think I'm some sort of like regulatory maverick that sort of defies regulators on a regular basis, but this is actually not the case. Once in a blue moon, rarely I will disagree with regulators, but the vast majority of the time, my companies agree with the regulations and comply. Anyway, so I think we should.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I get exactly what he's saying about the regulations and how many there are. When it comes to public safety, those are in place. But I'm tired of hearing the word regulation. He said regulations, regulator a lot, and I want to hear something else from Cuddy. Like let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. We get that there's a lot of rules, and that you agree with there being rules, and that you think that AI should be regulated. Okay, thank you. Can we get on to the next John? All right. Well, I'm sorry, but my time is being wasted.
Take this seriously, and we should have a regulatory agency. I think it needs to start with a group that initially seeks insight into AI, then solicits opinion from industry, and then has proposed rulemaking, and then those rules, will probably, hopefully, grudgingly be accepted by the major players in AI, and I think we'll have a better chance of advanced AI being beneficial to humanity in that circumstance.
But all regulations start with a perceived danger, and planes fall out of the sky, or food causes botulism.
Yes.
I don't think the average person playing with AI on his iPhone perceives any danger. Can you just roughly explain what you think the dangers might be?
Great question. He hit some great points right there. Where he used the car and the plane example. Keep in mind, when there are issues with those, people die. When there's an issue with a plane, that John crashes and people die on the plane. Hundreds of people die. There are car accidents every single day, you know what I'm saying? Because of different issues with the car. Teslas will catch on fire, and it's really hard to put the fire out. There's a lot. But with AI, if you're putting that in the field with AI, bro, where people can be killed because of AI, come on now. Why are you even messing with it still, But that's a great question to ask him.
Better chance of advanced AI being beneficial to humanity in that circumstance.
But all regulations start with a perceived danger, and planes fall out of the sky, or food causes botulism.
Yes.
I don't think the average person playing with AI on his iPhone perceives any danger. Can you just roughly explain what you think the dangers might be?
Yeah, so the danger, really, AI is perhaps more dangerous than, say, mismanaged aircraft design or production maintenance or bad car production.
Listen.
In the sense that it has the potential, however small one may regard that probability, but it is non-trivial. It has the potential of civilizational destruction.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? That nigga's tripping.
There's movies like Terminator, but it wouldn't quite happen like Terminator.
Like Terminator, but not Terminator. It has the capacity for civilizational destruction. What? What are you even working on it for? See, once niggas started getting nukes and stuff like that, that's when it started getting, okay, all right, bro, y'all are starting to take this whole game a little bit too far. But this, for civilizational destruction, and keep in mind that scale is significantly worse than a plane crash, one plane crash, or one car accident that happens where somebody's life is lost. We're talking about a whole civilization, thousands, millions, not even thousands, millions, bro, billions, and they're playing with this. What is the point of, what good can it do in society is the first question, right? What are you even doing this for? But this, it just don't sit right with me. I don't think it's good. Y'all can let me know in the comment section what y'all think about that. Civilizational destruction. Come on, Cuddy.
Than, say, mismanaged aircraft design or production maintenance or bad car production, in the sense that it has the potential, however small one may regard that probability, but it is non-trivial. It has the potential of civilizational destruction. There's movies like Terminator, but it wouldn't quite happen like Terminator, because the intelligence would be in the data centers.
Right.
The robot's just the end effector. But I think perhaps what you may be alluding to here is that regulations are really only put into effect after something terrible has happened.
That's correct.
If that's the case for AI, and you're
Wow.
only putting regulations after something terrible has happened, it may be too late to actually put the regulations in place. The AI may be in control at that point.
You think that's real? It is conceivable that AI could take control and reach a point where.
Bro, why would you ask that question after he literally just said that however small somebody wants to regard the possibility of it happening, it is something that can actually happen, but not like Terminator. It's in the data centers. But either way, bro, that is horrible. The fact that it can alter videos, audios, the fact that it can do what it can do, bro, that is dangerous, literally dangerous. What are y'all trying to do here? It keeps going back to that question. It's not, is it real? The question should be, okay, if y'all know that it's this bad, why did you not can this? Why are you guys playing with this as if, a lot of good could come out? Like, what good can come out of it? You know what I'm saying? You're stuck and you don't know how to write your college paper, so you're lazy, and so you hit up AI and you're like, can you write my college paper for me? And 4 seconds later it pops out. No, it's gonna make people lazy. People are gonna begin to trust in it and like run to it for every single thing. And you already see how they gave that example about, you see people messing around with it now with no perceived danger. They're playing with it on their phones and stuff. Yeah, people are playing with it on their phones. They literally said those regulations are put into effect after something bad has happened. So we're gonna wait. We're just gonna wait until Ultron pops up, and then we're gonna be like, AI is just tripping right now. It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Where you couldn't turn it off, and it would be making the decisions for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, that's definitely where things are headed, for sure.
For sure.
I mean, the things like say ChatGPT, which is based on GPT-4 from OpenAI, which is the company that I played a critical role in creating, unfortunately.
Back when it was a nonprofit.
Yes. I mean, the reason OpenAI exists at all is that Larry Page and I used to be close friends, and I would stay at his house in Palo Alto, and I would talk to him late into the night about AI safety. And at least my perception was that Larry was not taking AI safety seriously enough.
What did he say about it?
He really seemed to be one sort of digital superintelligence, basically digital God, if you will, as soon as possible.
He wanted that?
Yes. He's made many public statements over the years that the whole goal of Google is what's called AGI, artificial general intelligence, or artificial superintelligence. And I agree with him that there's great potential for good, but there's also potential for bad. And so if you've got some radical new technology, you want to try to take the set of actions that maximize the probability that it will do good and minimize the probability it will do bad things.
Yes.
It can't just be hell for leather. Let's just go, barreling forward and, hope for the best. And then at one point, I said, well, what about, we're going to make sure humanity's okay here.
Humanity.
and
he laughed at that because of how crazy it sounded to say, but it's actually a very serious thing. He said, we got to make sure humanity is okay here. And then he thought about that, and he was like, bro, y'all know it. Y'all saw it too. Listen how I say it.
And then at one point, I said, well, what about, we're going to make sure humanity's okay here. And then he called me a speciesist.
Did he use that term?
Yes. And there were witnesses. I wasn't the only one there when he called me a speciesist. And so I was like, okay, that's it. Yes, I'm a speciesist. Okay, you got me. What are you?
Bro, one thing I can't stand is that there was such a divert from what was just said about making sure that humanity is okay here. We don't care that Cuddy called you a speciesist or whatever. We don't care that he called you names. Why are y'all laughing about this? This is something that is serious, bro. What do you mean you gotta make sure humanity is okay here? Why are you still messing with this? Are you okay with even beginning that project? Should this be something that is taken down completely? And then he said that it was like digital God. That's an idol, bro. That is an idol. That is a whole idol. And look at people that will start depending on AI. I think, honestly, I'm going to make a bold prediction. There is going to be a world war that is fought between technology and humans, I feel like. Most definitely. Y'all know in Star Wars how they got like the little battle droids and stuff like that, even though the battle droids are garbage. They something along the lines of that. This is definitely scary, bro, and I kind of am irritated that they just went straight into he called you that? Like, bro, come on now. Go get some beers after that or something and talk about that nonsense. But what we want right here is the meat and potatoes about AI. We don't care that you're...
And so I was like, okay, that's it. Yes, I'm a speciesist. Okay, you got me. What are you? Yeah, I'm fully a speciesist. Busted. So that was the last straw. At the time, Google had acquired DeepMind, and so Google and DeepMind together had about 3/4 of all the AI talent in the world. They obviously had a tremendous amount of money and more computers than anyone else. So I'm like, okay, we have a unipolar world here, where there's just one company that has close to a monopoly on AI talent and computers, like scaled computing. And the person who's in charge doesn't seem to care about safety. This is not good. So then I thought, what's the furthest thing from Google would be like a nonprofit that is fully open, because Google was closed for profit. So that's why the open in OpenAI refers to open source, transparency, so people know what's going on.
Yes.
And that we don't want to have like while I'm normally in favor of for-profit, we don't want this to be sort of a profit-maximizing demon from hell.
That's right.
That just never stops.
Right.
So that's how OpenAI was.
So you want speciesist incentives here, incentives that.
Yes,
like,
I think we want pro-human.
Yeah.
Let's make the future good for the humans.
Yes.
Yes, because we're humans.
So can you just put it? I keep pressing you, but just for people who haven't thought this through and aren't familiar with it, and the cool parts of artificial intelligence are so obvious. Write your college paper for you, write a limerick about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot there that's fun and useful. But can you be more precise about what's potentially dangerous and scary? What could it do?
Bro, he done just told him. He literally was not listening. Clearly, he too in the environment with that little drink in his hand, laughing about being a speciesist and name calling. Were you not listening to what he said? It's like a digital god. It can have so much destructive properties to civilization. He had to say that we had to make sure humanity is okay here, and that the person that was in charge laughed about the safety concerns concerning this AI. We don't care about writing a college paper. We care about this being 100% safe, but now we know clearly it's not. Clearly. Very clear, night and day, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Next, actually, you know what? We're not done. Play.
What specifically are you worried about?
Going with old sayings, the pen is mightier than the sword. If you have a super intelligent AI that is capable of writing incredibly well and in a way that is very influential, convincing, and is constantly figuring out what is more convincing to people over time, and then enters social media, for example, Twitter, but also Facebook and others, and potentially manipulates public opinion in a way that is very bad. How would we even know?
How do we even know?
Wow.
So, to sum up, in the words of Elon Musk, for all human history,
The level of deception that can come from this AI is incredible. Incredible level of deception. That is a massive problem. That is a massive problem.
how do we even know? So, to sum up, in the words of Elon Musk, for all human history, human beings have been the smartest beings on the planet. Now, human beings have created something that is far smarter than they are. And the consequences of that are impossible to predict. And the people who created it don't care. In fact, as he put it, Google founder Larry Page, a former friend of his, is looking to build a, quote, digital god, and believes that anybody who's worried about that is a speciesist. In other words, is looking out for human beings first. Elon Musk.
Always remember this, there's only one God. There is only one God, and there... Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Man. People are crazy, bro. People are literally crazy. The devil is a lie. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, we already know that there's going to be this Antichrist, this beast that comes, if you read your Bible, this false god that's going to deceive the people. It says in all deceitfulness. So whatever it is that's coming is going to deceive the people greatly with a great deceitfulness. This is scary. Definitely scary. Let me know your comments down below in the comment section. I'm going to see y'all in the next reaction video. Peace out.